I see a motion by Matt. I see a second by Matthew Smith, a second by Matthew Schneid. Any opposition to moving into executive session? Okay. Okay, we are now back on the record with our special February 7th meeting. We are discussing the case of DEP versus Competition Architectural Metals, appeal number 2201375. I'd like to request a motion to vote on the decision. I see a motion by Madeline Liguri. I see a second by Jared Whittington. And the question on the table is to voting in favor of granting the DEP's appeal, which would ultimately reverse the hearing officer. So it is granting, the question is granting the appeal or denying the appeal. By denying the appeal, we are affirming the hearing officer. So one moment. Okay, the GC unit, please do the vote poll.
There are objection to the motion to reverse the hearing officer's decision. Just wondering, just the motion is to reverse the hearing officer's decision, right?
Yes. Are we doing an individual roll on this?
Okay, individual roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll call the vote motion individually.
Yeah.
Commissioner Ashim Lahman.
Yeah. I grant the appeal, reversing the hearing officer. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. Shamanda Graham.
I grant the appeal, reversing the hearing officer.
Joseph Gregory.
It's Jose Marquez, Fire Department, recommending granting the appeal and reversing the decision.
Elizabeth Nauer.
I vote to deny the appeal and affirm the hearing officer.
Madeline Liguri.
I vote to grant the appeal and reverse the hearing officer.
Jorge Martinez.
I vote to grant the appeal and reverse the hearing officer.
Rosel Pickens.
Abstain.
Okay. Matthew Schneid.
I vote to deny the appeal.
Thomas Spempner. Thomas Spempner.
I was muted. I vote to dismiss the appeal and affirm the hearing officer.
Okay, thank you. Matthew Smith.
Affirm the hearing officer.
Douglas Swan.
I vote to grant the appeal.
Gerald Whittington.
I vote to grant the appeal.
Reverse. I'm counting the votes. It seems the reverse 7 and affirm 4 and abstaining 1. So the motion to reverse the hearings officer's decision is approved with 7 in favor, 4 opposed, and 1 abstention.
Okay, does anyone have any other business to discuss? I see, yes, Matthew Schneid.
Just have a logistical administrative question for future similar type cases. So is the procedure, I guess in the future, if a case of, there's a lot of very similar cases, notwithstanding that I voted against this, is the proper that I should just vote in favor of the next case because now this is our precedent?
As a full board appeal, I believe so.
No, not necessarily, Peter. The board members are independent. The board members have to vote according to what they find in the decisions.
So I'm almost positive a case is going to come up next week or in a couple weeks when we go. And it's going to be a substantially similar text.
I want to make very clear that there's no such thing as a board member who is obligated to vote one way or another. The board members are charged with reading the determinations and making a determination based on what they see in the decisions.
Part of it is following board precedent.
Following board precedent doesn't mean slavishly doing what people tell them to do. If there's a board precedent that does not suit or that they don't believe or that they believe is distinguishable in a particular case, we cannot say there's no law that says that they must follow that precedent in that particular case. That's what the law is. There are things analogous and there are things that you can distinguish. So board members are entitled to read decisions and make determinations as they see fit.
I tend to agree with Olga here and would hope that board members, if they see similar decisions, would make decisions that are informed by the work that we do, including informed by the discussion that we had over these last two meetings. But of course, if there are things that a board member sees heading in a different direction or would like to revisit discussions, they're entitled to do so by raising that in panel discussions. Elizabeth?
Right. I mean, I was just going to point out that to Matt that while and I share your opinion, you may continue to disagree with the precedent that there would be a sort of futility based on the vote today of raising it to the full board.
Understood.
Okay. Mindful of time, I just would like to check if anyone has any other comments. Okay. Seeing none, motion to close today's meeting. I see a motion from Shamanda. I see a second from Madeline. I'd like to, any objections? Okay, let me first say thank you to everyone for making the time today, for the time that you made last week, for your contributions into a hearty and difficult but civil discussion. And I will see you all at the next board meeting. Have a good day. We are officially closed.
Joy.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.